Hey. So I just recorded like 10 minutes worth of beautiful, interesting energy about this energy, and it did not, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we're gonna start over. So I already cleansed the space. We are connecting to Jupiter and Pisces energy today. Jupiter and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, huge abilities to step into your spiritual abundance, to step into your dreams and aspirations, to step into the manifestations that you've been bringing forward. What is your highest and best? What have you been working towards? This isn't just, I'm going to put in my best work for today. This is like, what have you been working towards? Now, on my Facebook, I'm going to do some spell work in the space, and we're going to channel the energy into a stone. I haven't yet connected to which stone. I'm thinking, I keep hearing sunstone, so I'll probably go get my sunstone and bring that down, and we'll do a beautiful, I hear healing circle, so we'll do a healing circle. Check that on my Facebook, Awakening with Me. So with this Pisces and Neptune energy, we have to be careful about illusion and how we're connecting in the spaces of our truth, and what is dream, what is illusion, and what is fantasy, and what is your iron truth. Interesting that they use the word iron. All right, Lord, Lady God, Source, Creator, Source, Universe, Ancestors, thank you for your connections, your love, your guidance, your truth, your lessons. We share our love with those who are ready. We ask for you to protect and walk with our friends and family. Walk with those who are awake but not woke. Shine your light upon us all as we go through these huge transformations. I call forward Neptune and Jupiter. I call forward the North Node. I call forward the Sun and Pisces energy. I call forward the energies of this universe to connect to these channeled messages for all of our highest good. What is it we need to see? What is it we need to learn? What is it we need to hear? I'm here, I'm open, I'm ready. Blessed be. Now with North Node being like, okay, the way I see it is North Node is behind. We have the Sun near the Pisces energy. Well, the Sun is in Aries, of course, right now, but I see it as this Pisces, Jupiter, Neptune, and the North Node behind it. So then the North Node is amplifying this lessons of abundance, lessons of truth. So, like, okay, how would you like to connect in that space? When it comes to your truth, what have you been working on? What have you been manifesting? What have you been bringing forward as a spiritual nature, especially when it connects to abundance, Jupiter? What are you bringing forward in the space of your truth, of your spiritual nature? Again, I hear it again. And with it being in the Pisces season and Pisces energy, you're going to dream about this. If you haven't been having dreams yet, you will. Tune into the space before you go to bed at night. Pray. Oh, there's some harms going up. It's crazy. Pay to dream and connect in that space. I see a very interesting Uranian symbol. And Neptune. Truth telling. Where's Uranus? Jupiter sextile the North Node. See, I knew it. The North Node is in Taurus. It's interesting. And that was another huge one. This Mars goes into Pisces on the 14th. So that's going to bring some very beautiful strengthenings. We're going to have Aries season. It's all in Aries season. Plus we have this Mars energy that's going to help us bring this into, bring it into battle. Bring it into action. How are we bringing these things into action? So make sure you're tuning into yourself. They're showing me meditation, They're showing me the heart space. They're showing me you connecting in that space to understand how to bring that forward for yourself. What is your step-by-step project? Which is interesting because this morning I was praying about connecting all the dots and letting me see the step-by-step so I can bring these things forward. If it's your soul's purpose, it's going to unfold. Make sure you're standing in self. Interesting. Standing in your self-awareness and grounding yourself in the strength of the earth, in the light of the heavens. And then make sure you're praying in the space of truth and what you're asking to bring forward for yourself, for your family, for your abundance, for your purpose, for your path, whatever it is that you're seeking. Now, these are at 27 degrees. That adds up to a 9 is huge endings. It's also at 59 degrees. That adds up to a 5, which is change. So how are you implementing this change in your life, and what is ending, and how are you letting it end? So we're ending a lot of old relationships, forms of manipulation, forms of narcissism, both within ourselves and other people. Remember, we're not innocent in this space. We are drawn to people with those tendencies because that is part of our resonance. So it's important to remember that. Don't be pointing fingers, because that is ego rather than love. We, as love beings, we bring them into wholeness. We bring them into acceptance, because at the end of the day, it is who we are. There's no separation. Thank you. And then with this Libra, everything's coming into justice, which is interesting because this Libra energy, 2 + 9, which is an 11, which adds up to a 2. So really the things that you've been manifesting is huge. And 2, 6, and 4, 6 adds up to a 9, which is again endings. I've been dreaming a lot about bringing things into balance and justice. Like really interesting dreams. The last 2 nights it's been a lot of dreams, a lot of interesting dreams. This morning I was able to journal them. I've been up super early, 3:30. Spirit had me up at 3:30. I was journaling all these things. But I've been seeing the justice scales a lot. And what does that mean for you? And what does that mean for your aspirations? What does that mean for your highest and best? This is also a huge activation for both the heart and the solar plexus and the womb space. And the North Node is the warrior, the planet of truth. And how are you bringing that space forward? And the fact that it is square with Saturn means we have this beautiful methodical connection to huge goosebumps, to huge, I hear breaking free and I hear fire. So when I was meditating this morning, I saw the phoenix and many spirit animals. I'm connecting to my deep-rooted shamanism. And I'm on my personal level, I'm connecting to the deep-rooted shamanism and the healer within myself. And I'm connected to the ancient truth and the scrolls within my body and my DNA. So the spirit animals have been coming to me in just amazing form and amazing knowledge and the energy. And it's an honor to connect in that space. I've been working in that space for a long time, connecting to the roots of who I truly am and the roots of my purpose in this earth, this lifetime, and my geological, interesting, and my ancestral heritage, and bringing that things forward within us. Remember, we are our ancestors. We are our ascended masters. We are the deities. The universe is within us. So how are you bringing that forward for your highest and best? My voice is changing. I must be going through a throat activation. I was doing chakra tuning this morning. So make sure today, if you're a spiritual being or you're dreaming about something, make sure you are sitting in that space for yourself and bringing forward those visions, you are your highest and best in this moment. Who do you see yourself as being? I know when I was getting dressed today, I was getting all dressed up and I was like, it made me feel fake. And I'm like, I'm not that person. So I'm like, okay, it was a huge relief to be in a space of truth, of my true essence. Like I don't have to be fake for anybody or anything. This is me. This is my life. It's my show. It's my book. It's my chapter, and I'm starting a whole new chapter, and this is huge. I hear aspirations again. Interesting. Now I'm seeing this Aquarius energy, and I'm seeing like a line, like a gateway. Interesting. It is so beautiful that this is all happening in the beginning of this Aquarius season. Like, what are you bringing forward for your highest and best? I see 2024. Beautiful. I see 2026. There's some huge shifts happening. So for the ones who have been doing all the work and going through I pull forward a lot of light workers. So the ones that have been doing that work and bringing those forward, we have been going through this 12-year cycle so we can be that highest and best for, there go the ancestors, for this huge shift. I'm tired of calling it awakening because they're awoke. They're woke. They're awake, but not yet woke. So I'm tired of calling it a shift. We're gonna find another 5D or 6D word that's gonna bring it forward in a beautiful, abundant, audacious way. But as for now, it's the shift. I hear the purge. Interesting. So what are you purging out? What is the meaning of that space? This eclipse season, I think eclipse season starts in May. This eclipse. Interesting. Jupiter, Ancestor, and Pluto. See, I knew I was seeing Pluto. Jupiter goes into retrograde on May 10th. Jupiter and Uranus on May 11th. Total eclipse. I didn't write down if it was the sun or the moon. Interesting. It's usually 2 weeks later for the next one. Let's Saturn returns in Aquarius, 15 degrees. June 5th, 4th is going to be a big day. Mercury in Gemini ending. I didn't write it down. Interesting. I thought it was the solar eclipse first this time, which is huge because that is the things that we're bringing into being. It's not about what we're letting go of. When the eclipses start in the moon session, it's about what we're letting go of. When it starts in the sun session, it's about what we're bringing into being. So all of this Jupiter and the Neptune and the Pisces and Uranus, and all of the planets, they're helping us bring these things forward in a way, in a fashion that is strategically placed for our highest and best destiny, for our highest and best soul's purpose and alignment. Where are you on your journey? What needs to be amplified? What needs to be shifted? And how are you looking through these different shifts? Are you still working through ego? Are you still grounding yourself into the womb space? Are you still bringing yourself into your abundance, your highest and best, the old mindsets, the old conditioning? Wherever you are on your journey, remember that is where you're meant to be, but make sure you're focusing on those spaces so you can bring yourself into alignment of harmony, into alignment of peace, into alignment of the abundance of yourself. And I don't mean financial abundance. Yeah, that's beautiful and amazing, but the most beautiful abundance is the spiritual form, is the form that's raining down upon you every day. When you wake up in the morning and you're so enriched in the blessings of breath, in the blessings of the open window, a few plants, your family, your fur babies, your fish, whatever, being able to touch the earth, that is true abundance. It's not just about having money. Yes, money is nice, but money is an energy exchange. So how are you working with energy? How are you working with the energy of money? How are you making sure that's in an ebb and flow fashion? True abundance comes in the moment of breath, comes in the moment of destiny, comes in the moment of what choices you're making for yourself. How are you working through the magic of self? How are you connecting to the sun and the plants? How are you connecting to your pets, your animals, your family? How are you connecting to yourself? How are you connecting to your heart space? Are you giving yourself love? Are you holding yourself at the highest accord? Are you showing yourself grace? Are you standing in the form of grace? These are all huge forms of abundance. And we have the ability to see them as they are and work through the illusion of the Piscean-ness and the Neptune-ness and connect to the magic of the spiritualism and connecting to the abundance therein. It's beautiful. It's a magical ride. It's a magical dance. And I don't just mean magical as some hippie term. I mean connecting to the magic of your breath, connecting to the magic of the energy, the alchemy, connecting to the magic of the trees, the earth, the true essence that is around you. All of it has energy, all of it has spirit, and all of it is a form of magic, in my opinion. Now, I'm still crossed at those words of unconditioning myself with the word of magic because it's been so belittled throughout history for so long. It's beautiful. It's a dance of energy. It's a dance of alchemy. It's a dance of love. As the universe is, so is I. Interesting. It's very beautiful. Oh, it is lunar eclipse. I'm pretty sure the solar eclipse is first, though. Yep, it is. It's the solar eclipse. Whoo! At 10 degrees on the 30th, April 30th. I've been feeling this eclipse for like a week. Interesting. It's so beautiful. And Mercury moves into Gemini and then goes into retrograde in Gemini. So it's like a mind shift. I hear mind boggle or mind shift. It depends on, I hear aspirations again. Oh my God. Okay. Beautiful. And it's in Taurus. So how are we bringing it into the grounding season? How are you bringing it into your true abundance? How are you bringing it into your earthly realms? Now remember that sometimes Taurus is very lax when it comes to, when it comes to existence. But with the sun is in Taurus. Oh yeah, the sun's in Taurus. Clearly, okay. And the full moon is also in Taurus. So that's the new moon. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. So the solar eclipse is on the day of the new moon. The new moon is in Taurus. The sun is in Taurus. That is fucking huge. They're both at 10 degrees equals to 20 equals to a 2. So that's huge, huge, huge. A reset. I hear reset. I have huge goosebumps. Huge. Wow. And what are you building? What have you been building? What have you been working on? Especially for my light workers, especially for my ascended souls, especially for the ancient ones. What have you been working on? What have you been bringing forward within yourself? Is really showing me the womb space to the heart space and working with the solar plexus. And how are you empowering yourself? How are you pulling your power back? If you're ending old relationships, you're pulling your power back. If you're releasing yourself from karmic debt, you're pulling your power back. And I'm holding my finger at this really interesting. I mean, if you're karmic debt, you're pulling your power back. Interesting. I see toothpaste. Okay, interesting. So this Beltane. I don't know, this Beltane seems super huge. I'm going to have a huge party for Beltane. It's a huge reset. How are you building your new eternity? This Libra full moon, I could cry. Like, I keep seeing the Justice card, and I keep seeing the Judgment card. And I've never fully understood the Judgment card because I'm such a cosmic soul. I am such a standing next to the right hand of God type of soul. And to look at the Judgment card is different from standing next to the Holy Spirit and standing next to the right hand of God and seeing the Justice card, because it doesn't add up to me. There's lines that are crossed. It's like looking at the palm of your hand and there's all those lines in between, those lines of wisdom, those lines of destiny and change. What choices are you making in the moment? Now, the judgment call could be what you're judging, and I don't like to say it like that, but at the same time, that's exactly what it is. And at the same time, it's like, are you judging from a place of past trauma? Are you wearing your trauma lenses? Are you wearing those Google goggles? Those trauma goggles. Google goggles. That's funny. Or are you working in a space of higher consciousness for yourself? Now, we're being able to see these shifts as higher consciousness. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful shift to consciously see your conscious shift, which it sounds funny to say it like that, but really when you go through those awakenings and you go through those shifts and activations and all of a sudden you realize that your thought process is different and your lifestyle is changing and you're holding yourself to a different form of dignity and grace. That is the conscious shift that we're working towards, but we don't always see it, right away because we're human, it's the humanness. Whew, 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 they're fucking blasting the solar plexus. Whew, hello. It's super exciting. Whew. Now Juno shifts into Pisces, Jupiter's wife and daughter Selene. So we're bringing forward that form of abundance for both masculine and feminine within self. See, on my personal level this morning, my thing was I always get pulled to how I'm connecting with people. and how I'm networking with people and the old conditioned thoughts of the feminine and the masculine. So that's been a huge shift for me, of working through the space of that consciousness of truth, that is an old form of consciousness or old belief that brings me forward, the masculine and feminine difference. There is no separation, and I'm bringing myself to this space of acceptance of true, beautiful souls, rather than who, what, why, when, or where, and how I'm bringing that forward as the status in my life. Love is love. We don't have to put it in segments. We don't have to give it stories. We don't have to separate it into levels and layers. Love is love. As long as we're loving each other and we're loving ourselves, we are bringing forward that networking ability. We are bringing forward those friendships that we're seeking. And we are connecting to those roots as the tree does, ever reaching out into the world. So it's really important to bring yourself into the knowledge of where you're still holding old programming, or where you're holding weaknesses, or where you're holding, should I call it weaknesses? Sure, okay. Or where you're holding old diagrams within yourself that no longer fit your true essence, that no longer fit your highest and best self and your structure therein. It's a beautiful unfoldment of truth. And I'm pulled to this beautiful crystal ball over here, and there's a huge triangle. It's like old huts, old houses, old tribal communities where we connected therein with each other as a community. We are bringing this forward once again. There's been so much separation. It's heartbreaking. And it's nice to be able to bring these things together. And it starts with us. It starts with us accepting those forms of love, accepting those forms of truth. And it brings me to, there's a song by Rising Appalachia, Harmony, and I'm awake for you. And it really is being here for each other in the space of openness. And that is such a beautiful form of abundance. Jupiter isn't bringing us, it's bringing us all forms of abundance, but really the true form of abundance is your breath, is your connection to this very moment, is your connection to being able to look out the window and see the birds, to see the sun, to feel the love of your children, to feel the love of your pets, to feel the love of your feet touching the ground, to wake up in the morning and know that it's a beautiful day to be awake. Do you have breath, no matter what kind of mood you're in, or how you're feeling, or what aches or pains you have, or what sickness you have, knowing that you are flowing in the form of magic and breath and bringing forward that abundance of love, and the abundance of wherever you are is acceptance, and accepting all those aspects within yourself, even if you are in pain. I hear Dittany. I've been pulled to that herb a lot lately, so I'm going to have to search in that space. Dittany. So it pulls me to Easter, and it pulls me to resurrection. It's fucking resurrection time. Do not pass over this. Interesting. Do not pass over this. Ready for some new white language for the deck, Spirit? Like, yeah, I know. Yes. Wow. And there's nothing on there, but look at the... Interesting. Why am I yawning? So how do we flow through this energy with the justice and the scales and all the shifting happening, Spirit? Like, what is it we need to see for ourselves in the shift therein? What is the symbol that I'm looking for? I keep pulling all these empty cards. Wow. So that brings me to, I pulled some runes this morning, and the first one I pulled was Ward. And Ward is literally your universal reset. Spirit has you in a space of Vogue, or a space of reset, because that is exactly what is going on. And this is a perfect fucking code for that. Are you serious? Mountain of Strength. You have found your inner well of strength. Channel this through Calm the mind, flow with your soul. How beautiful is that? It's bringing me to the solar plexus and pulling your power back. So what does that mean? So it brings me to past life integration. That's a good way to put that. Go to the solar plexus again. So we're integrating our past life knowledge and we're pulling our power back into space. Like every night before I go to sleep, I've been connecting to the astral realm. It's time to get up anyway, so please don't slam doors. We've been connecting to the astral realm and we've been connecting to the space therein of our truth. And we've been bringing ourselves forward in a way of our truth. And I've been calling back my pieces of soul of all space and time and different lifetimes and peridians and multidimensional facets of self. So what does that mean to you? It's actually showing me the solar plexus as being this honeycomb, which is beautiful because that is this, in my opinion, that is the seat of our strength. That is the seat of our existence. Like our soul rests in this space. So I mean, it's in the heart space, yes, but really it's in the in the womb, in the all womb of creation, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. But it's the breath. And the solar plexus is connected to the breath. So it's beautiful that they've been showing me a honeycomb because I've been really deep in the space of the honeybee and bringing forward the abundance of honey in life and shifting from flower to flower and bringing forward that form of love within self. I hear, why am I cross in that space? What does that mean? I hear Chiron, North Node. So tonight we're going to do it's going to be tonight. I'm doing I see it now. We're going to channel some beautiful Neptune and Jupiter energies into a stone and help bring forward our destiny, our higher form of consciousness, our highest self, our soul's truth. And I hear destiny. Again, it's beautiful. I hear truth. I hear abundance. Wish we could have an esoteric dancing party. That'd be fun. Would I be able to do that in live? That'd be interesting. That'd be super. I'd be super vulnerable in that space. No, but maybe that's a beautiful thing. So I was doing healing circles for a long time, and I'd like to implement that too because it's beautiful to be able to connect in a space of openness for everybody. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still going through stages of my existence. I'm coming out of so much past trauma that it was easy for was and wanted to be invisible. And I'm finally bringing this forward in a space to be seen and to be heard and bring forward my spiritual gifts and my spiritual truth in a way that is open. And I'm still working through that space in myself. It's finally, I hear that space there. And it's finally to a space where I'm ready and willing and open to see these conditionings and move forward through the blocks in that space, because it's not really a block once we constantly see it, right? That's the shift of the mindset. That's the shift of the consciousness. When you can consciously see it, then you have moved through the subconscious and brought it out into your existence so you can see it and then shift and take action. Now I see Mars energy very, very strongly in that space. How are you bringing forward action in the space of your conditioning, of your truth, and how you're being seen and heard in the world? It is time for you to bring forward your authenticity. And that just confirms this morning when I was getting dressed, I put on this super cute shirt, but it wasn't me. I wasn't comfortable and I felt fake as hell. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. And it's beautiful to be able to connect in that space, to know that I am seen and heard and understand and comfortable in myself. I see a red squirrel, interesting, and I see an acorn, and bringing forward the energy of the oak and the strength therein of self. You are the oak tree. Connecting to the medicine of the oak is the fruit of your labor, is the fruit of the tree, is the fruit. I see you. See, I've connected to a super one of the oldest ancestors. We have a hard time he has a hard time communicating through me because he's such an old soul. And we have such a lazy language. It's really interesting. I would like to tune into this space of my journal this morning of when I woke up. Culmination of life, times, struggle, and wisdom. Interesting. Start at the beginning. 333 mastery. So in my dream this morning, the light worker was being hunted and seduced by their friends, quote unquote, and partners. When they were being possessed, their partners, their friends, quote unquote. I had one of my beautiful teachers speaking my larking to me. Now, larking is you're programming your subconscious, and I listened. I write my own, and I listened to that at night. And I had one of my teachers rehearsing this to the light workers and rehearsing this to the class. It was beautiful. It's interesting. My fellow light worker, my sister, my soul sister, her boyfriend turned into a dude who had pins in his head, which is really interesting. And I put harvesting our energy. Super shift. You feel that? Wow. But we saw this, it shifted right in front of us. We could see the scales shift. Oh, and then okay, wow. And then interesting. I could see the scales shift of this justice fucking full moon. Interesting. I saw the scales and I saw Neptune. It was conjunct at 27 degrees. 27 equals Neptune 9, which is endings. Endings, my love. I see the anointed ones. Then it brings me back to the dream. Neptune's frequency, dreams, spiritual truth, dictatorship, conspiracies. Where have you been putting your time and energy? 777. Jupiter, injustice, justice, modified. How can we bring these together to modify your journey? What and where is the unfoldment? This indicates the journey's end, but also the journey's beginning. Wow. So okay. So I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that, but I've also been seeing a lot of ravens. So FYI in that space. Jupiter says words of gold. Words of gold. Speak them true. Which was beautiful to connect in that space with Jupiter this morning. Conjunct. Vertication. Vindication. Hold. Vindication. Holy anointed ones. Holy appointed. Neptune dreams of success. Of leadership. Of unfoldment. Spiritual past life. The past life shall pass. The past life shall pass. Sorry, it was 3 a.m, remember? And finally come to pass as the holy anointed ones. Culmination of life, times and struggle, and wisdom. Now they're showing me square. Interesting. Lifetimes of wisdom flows into the student, the anointed. 333, mastery, guided student. Then I saw the scales of justice again. Yesterday I had a dream that I was, never mind. That's not for you. So you're definitely bringing forward your success, and it's showing you where you're on track and when you're not on track, and where you're bringing these forward. And I hear prophecy, illuminations, minerals, miracles manifesting themselves in the universe and unfolding, transformation of the world. That was my other. Okay, beautiful. I see the death card. All right, channel some more. I see the death card. I see the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. But that ties me in with a dream where the light workers were being seduced. Interesting. So make sure you're really saying your prayers at night and saying your prayers when you wake up in the morning. I see Peridian. Interesting. I see a triangle, a pyramid that splits off into separate pyramids. Like you're being hoaxed. I hear hoaxed. I hear tested. I got super, super cold. Interesting. And I see the eagle of death. Interesting. And I see a falcon. Falcon. Vulture. Vultures again are like the death card. They're like transformation. I see the moon and I see the eclipse. Wow. What did I say the moon was in? The moon was in Taurus for this eclipse, right? So how are we implementing change in our own lives? How are we bringing this forward in a way that we can consciously, physically connect to? Where is it? So the solar eclipse is in? Okay. Jupiter in semi-square Uranus at 11 degrees on the 11th. The 10th and 11th of May are going to be huge days. That's for the Mercury retrograde. Where are you? The lunar eclipse is on the 16th. Total eclipse in Scorpio, huh? I hear it again. The eclipse of my heart. 18 degrees as of 2/9. Again. Okay, back to the channeling. Sorry. All right. Phew. Pooper dogs. Stinky pooper dogs. They're showing me on the triangle now. The scales are shifting. So it's bringing me into I think I did this channeled message on that space on here about the white tiger. We are in the season of the white tiger. Like the whole universe is going to shift. It's beautiful. Actually, it's going to be like a... Why am I yawning? Like a tornado or tsunami. I see tsunami or a volcano. Probably a volcano and a tsunami. Interesting. It's showing me it's on this side right now. The scales on the triangle. And now it's going to shift this way. So it's like a huge release. A huge unfoldment. I see like people pouring out of the cup. Interesting. Interesting. I hear abandoned. Ambush. Interesting. I see the flames of transformation. Huge, huge flames of transformation. So then they're bringing me that into my root chakra and my chakra systems. Remember that you hold the flames of destiny. You hold the flames of your transformation. And you are transmuting the flames of the people around you and the energy of people around you. Remember that you are the candle. You are the transformation. You are the alchemist. Especially the light workers. Like, seriously, that's one of the hugest, biggest reasons that we're here is to transmute the energy of the collective and transmute the energy of the earth to connect to its highest and best, to bring in an energy of peace and harmony and transmutation of love. Unconditional love. I see the justice card of the justice scales again. What webs have you been weaving for all this time? I hear this lifetime. So it's showing me, soul's contracts. Hello. Wow. Now it's showing me the Judgment card. Like, it's the spirits can return. Interesting. The spirits can return. Whew, wow. Okay. It's huge. It's huge. So it's like the coming home of Yeshua. The, like, when the Christians talk about the resurrection, how they put all the people in the cemetery pointing the east, because that's where the sun, that Jesus Christ returns. The sun rises in the east. Okay. And the souls are able to return. That there's that Judgment card energy. That's really interesting. That's really, really beautiful. Now they're showing me the Death card again, and reaping the rewards. Interesting that they would put Death card with reaping with the rewards, but it's like, I see on this Death card there's like two people talking to the leader of death, who is leading these souls home. But it's like, that is the biggest piece, is to watch them be able to return to the anointed ones, to be a whew, whew, to be able to return to their ascended form. Wow, they're like, don't. Okay, whew, all right. Sorry, the channeling, the words triggered my human response. Hold on, let me get back into the channeling. Wow. Whew. Wow, really? Now, now it's showing me like the triangle, and it's like, remember, well, when I was a kid, there was the weighted magnets, and they used to just perfectly float back and forth like a clock. Interesting. I hear Journey's End. Okay, here we go. Flow to be through the seasons change, through the everlasting sea of change. I hear rage upon the sea, awaken from thee, slumber be no more. Awoke be thee, standing at the sea of dire change, will you see? Interesting. It's beautiful. I see a hummingbird. I see people standing at the sea like Moses, guiding them across the Sea of Galilee. It's interesting. He's got a staff. It's been anointed. It's time to go home. Like, wow. I see him speaking. Like, he speaks the water to part. He speaks it. Speaks. I see a rainbow. I see a rainbow hummingbird. I see the burning bush. And it's showing me that weighted clock again. I hear anointed ones. Anointed be thee, who brings change to the sea. Of blasphemy, the Sea of Galilee. Interesting. I see Neptune, the unfoldment of Christ, in consciousness delight. Many changes in the Sea of Galilee. Unfoldment be thee, to thee, Christed ones. I see a gray horse. I see Jupiter. I see the scales of justice again. And Boundman. I see the Valkyrie. Wow. They are sacred women riding on the moons, returning to Earth on their white horses. and white and gray and black. To bring change to the Sea of Galilee. To bring an unfoldment of justice and peace. As the souls rise from the dead, they are allowed to cross the threshold. The Dead Sea, the anointed. The blasting of ink past. The last seal, the last scroll. Awaken, be past. What is the unfoldment of peace and destiny? And remembrance. Time to come home of the soul's journey. Who are you, anointed ones? I see the women of Valkyrie. It's beautiful. With them they bring seas, scrolls of change. The powers that be. Riding on the clouds. Destiny. To change the sea of blasphemy. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. I see, oh wow, I like the North Star, the Wormwood Star. Like, don't cover your eyes, don't cover your mouth. It's time to speak, it's time to see. The forbidden knowledge awakens within thee. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. And so it is. It's time to raise up our cups. I see the 3 of Cups, but it's 3 women holding up 1 cup. The Sea of Destiny. I see Neptune and Jupiter. I see a semi-square. I see Uranus. I see a card. Interesting. It has an earth on it. Like, we're giving it a new name. We're giving it a birthday. It's beautiful. Oh, is it the Earth's birthday? Wow. In whom is all my delight. Blessed be. I see angels, fairies. Oh, awaken within thee. Go back in. I see a Celtic tree. Huge, huge, huge tree of life. Blessed be. It's been an honor sharing sacred space with you. It's been an honor bringing forward these beautiful messages. If anybody needs or is interested in a private read or private session with me or healing of any kind, feel free to reach out. My email will be linked below. Feel free to check out my Facebook. I do a lot of one-on-ones. I do a lot of beautiful channeled messages for individuals and as a collective. Blessed be. It's been an honor sharing space with you. You are the light. You are the way. You can do anything you put your mind to. I believe in you. Know that you're not alone. If you need help, reach out. If you need a space of freedom and openness, know that there's spaces for you. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Happy destiny.